Have you ever thought about attracting the woman of your dreams without uttering a single word? Today, I will reveal an exclusive method based on attitudes and behaviors that evoke irresistible magnetism. Forget about common tricks. What you will discover here is unique knowledge that is hard to find anywhere else, even in paid courses. If you're ready to transform your presence and leave an unforgettable impression, don't waste any more time. Before you proceed, subscribe to the channel and leave a like, because this material will bring immense value to your life. Activate your potential and discover how simple gestures can help you win naturally and powerfully. Well, my friend, the first behavior I'll introduce to you here is simply personal sovereignty. What is it? Well, buddy, if you don't understand it yet, pay attention, because this can completely change the way women look at you. Think of the saber-toothed tiger. This animal was the ultimate predator. It didn't need to prove anything to anyone, didn't make noise without reason, didn't desperately chase after any prey. It waited, it observed. It knew that at the right moment, everything would come to it. That is sovereignty. Now apply this to your daily life. When you enter a place, your presence must speak before you utter any words. You must have the energy of a person who is not there to impress anyone, but who naturally attracts respect and attention. It's about posture, control, the awareness that you are the prize, not the other way around. And you know what the secret is? Those who have sovereignty don't seek validation. You will never see a truly powerful man trying to prove he is powerful. He just is. This applies to every situation, whether at work, in a circle of friends, or while winning over a woman. And here, the game changes. When a woman notices a guy who is not desperate for attention, who has unshakable confidence and moves with certainty, you know what happens? She feels that energy. And the strangest thing, she starts wanting that energy for herself. Because deep down, my friend, every woman wants a man who is a point of stability in the midst of chaos. Someone she looks at and knows she can trust. You have to be that guy. So pay attention. From now on, every time you enter a place, think of the saber-toothed tiger. Head held high, gaze confident, no rush, no desperation. You don't have to run after anything, because when you convey that energy of sovereignty, everything starts coming to you. Now, if there's one more thing that makes a woman become obsessed without understanding why, it's the aura of mystery, and I'll show you exactly how it works. Have you watched Peaky Blinders? If so, you must have noticed one thing about Thomas Shelby. He doesn't say more than necessary, doesn't reveal too much about himself, doesn't explain his life to everyone. And you know what that does? People desperately want to understand him. He enters a room, and without needing to say anything, the attention is already on him. Every word spoken has weight, has intention, has a certain mystery that makes everyone want to know more. Now think, why do women find this type of guy so fascinating? Simple. Because they are driven by emotions, mystery, curiosity. If a guy comes to her and immediately reveals everything, exposes too much, tells his whole life in one conversation, it's over. The interest dies. Now, when she feels there's something deeper to discover, that there's a side of you that hasn't been revealed yet, she can't help herself. She wants to know more, wants to engage, wants to understand you. For example, instead of speaking in an obvious and predictable way, you throw something that leaves room for imagination. Like, you know, there's something about me that very few people know, but I'll tell you about it some other time. Do you notice? You've created instant curiosity. Now she wants to know what it is. You didn't serve everything on a platter. And that's what makes the conversation engaging. However, there's one important detail. You need to have balance. If you're too mysterious, to the point where you seem inaccessible or uninterested, you might scare her off. But if you're too obvious and predictable, you'll also lose attractiveness. The secret lies in revealing information in appropriate doses, always leaving a taste of, "I want more." And this game of revealing and concealing creates positive tension, almost magnetic. It makes her feel like you're a guy with layers, with depth, that most other guys simply don't have. You become intriguing, different, unforgettable. So from today, pay attention to the way you communicate. Don't reveal everything at once. Create that aura of mystery. Value every word. Give each interaction weight. When you master this, every encounter will leave a mark. Every conversation will enhance the connection, and every moment with you will become something special. This, my friend, is what makes a woman unable to get you out of her head. So if you're fully committed to applying this knowledge and agree with me, comment here. I am part of the 1%, showing that you are truly a valuable man. Well, now I have to tell you something very important. I know you've experienced this before. You see this amazing woman. She passes you by, you exchange glances, maybe even a discreet smile. Your heart races, your mind goes wild with 1,000 thoughts. But you hesitate. Something is blocking you. You feel this invisible pressure that prevents you from acting. But I really have a solution for you that changes everything. There is a small detail, one difference that separates men who succeed from the masses who fail. It's not about looks, money, or status. It's about knowing exactly how to approach and what to say, effortlessly, without fear, and without rejection. And here's the solution I've prepared for you. Imagine having in your hands a method that turns every exchanged glance into a real connection. A proven path that teaches you how to generate attraction naturally, without pretending or desperation. A simple way to move from interest to desire, from desire to true connection, and from connection to a kiss, all without unnecessary games, without pretending to be someone you're not. The matter is simple. Men who know this skill live at the top of the pyramid, while the rest wander, repeating the same mistakes because they lack the right knowledge. What once seemed impossible is now within reach. And believe me, this is not something you can put off, because with each passing day you miss opportunities, while other men master this art and win over the women you'd like to meet. The choice is yours. If you want to stay in the same place, ignoring this opportunity, that's fine. But if you choose to act now, everything can change for you, and quickly. The ebook is pinned in the comments, and once you have this knowledge, no one will be able to take it away from you. So in summary, you will always have the best women by your side. Click now and discover how to turn every opportunity into an unforgettable moment. Attitude 3. Now simply, it's attractive independence. Attractive independence is not just about being a guy who doesn't need anyone's approval. It's about being a guy who builds his own life, who has a purpose, who has a passion for what he does. And do you know what the effect is? Simple. When a woman notices that you have your own world, that your happiness doesn't revolve around her, that your life is interesting with or without her, it creates instant attraction. But see, attractive independence is not the same as being cold or completely distant. It's not about ignoring or treating with indifference. It's about showing that you have something bigger in your life, something that moves you, that motivates you, that makes you get out of bed with eagerness. And here is the key point. Women are attracted to men who are heading somewhere, If you're a guy who is always busy developing, building something, whether it's a business, a project, a dream, it naturally makes you more magnetic. Now, look at what you shouldn't do. Don't be that guy who is always available at any moment, dropping everything to run after her. It shows that you have nothing better to do, and nothing kills attraction faster than that. Don't be the guy who asks for permission for everything, who waits for her approval before making a decision. This conveys a message of insecurity, emotional dependence, and that, my friend, never works in your favor. What you must do: have clear goals, have hobbies, have something that excites you in life. If you don't have anything that makes you wake up excited, it's time to find it. Show that your happiness and well-being don't depend on her. Be the guy who can enjoy his own company, who has friends, who travels, who challenges himself. Be unpredictable, not in the sense of being unstable, but in the sense of having such a full life that she never knows exactly what to expect from you. It sparks curiosity, it sparks interest. And believe me, my friend, when a woman notices that you're not begging for her attention, that you're focused on your own development, she feels something very strong, the desire to become part of your story. Attitude 4, engaging communication, the power of capturing attention. We've reached a crucial point in the game of attraction, engaging communication. And here we're not just talking about being a guy who converses well. We're talking about a skill that hypnotizes, that makes every woman connected to your every word, unable to turn away. Most guys make a serious mistake. They talk too much or too little, and in the wrong way. Either they try to impress with forced stories, or they close up and fail to create a real connection. But the key to engaging communication is knowing how to dose, what to say, when to say it, and most importantly, how to say it. The way you speak is more important than the words themselves. Tone of voice, pause at the right moment, maintaining eye contact while saying something significant. All of this creates intensity and magnetism. If you speak in a monotonous voice, without changing tone, without energy, the conversation dies. But if you learn to give rhythm, to bring emotions to what you say, every word gains strength. Do you know why some people can capture the attention of any audience while others are quickly forgotten? Because they tell stories in the right way. When you have something to say to a woman, don't throw out information carelessly. Include emotions, add visual details, make her feel the scene. Instead of saying, "I went to the beach and it was hot," say it like this: "I remember stepping on that hot sand, smelling the sea, and watching the sun set in an absurdly golden hue." Have you ever had that feeling? Do you notice the difference? In the second example, you transport the person to that moment, and that creates an immediate connection. Here's the gold. Sometimes silence speaks more than words. When you learn to pause at the right moment, you create natural tension that keeps the other person anticipating what comes next. If you always flood with words without a break, you lose the effect. But if you throw out a strong sentence and pause, you make her absorb and feel the energy of what you just said. Never reveal everything at once. Make her ask. Make her want to know more. A common mistake is trying to fill the silence at every moment. Instead, give answers that create space for curiosity. If she asks, "What do you do?" instead of simply answering, "I'm an engineer," you can say, "I create things that change the way people live, but that's a story for another time." And then you change the subject, creating mystery. This makes her want to continue the conversation because she realizes there is much more to discover about you. And here's a point that few understand. What you say must align with what your body conveys. If you speak confidently, but your posture is slouched, or your eyes keep darting away, the message loses strength. The secret of engaging communication lies in speaking with your body as much as with words. Use subtle gestures to reinforce what you say. Maintain eye contact with confidence, showing real presence in the conversation. The last piece of the engaging communication puzzle is emotional control and the energy you convey. If your energy is neutral or negative, the conversation dies. If it's forced and exaggerated, it feels fake. Ideally, find a natural balance, conveying confidence and genuine enthusiasm. And remember, when you control your emotions, you also control the atmosphere of the conversation. If you're relaxed, she will be too. If you're tense, she'll feel it. If you want to become a master of engaging communication, just reading this isn't enough. You need to practice, observe your interactions, and constantly develop. And before we move on to the next attitude, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and download the ebook I've prepared for you. In it, I teach practical strategies so you can connect naturally and magnetically with women. So download now and let's move on. Finally, emotional presence. What makes her truly connect with you? Do you know those guys who even after weeks or months still remain in a woman's mind? They've mastered this art. Emotional presence has nothing to do with looks, status, or money. It's about how you make her feel in the moment when you're with her. The big truth is this: women don't fall in love just with what you say, but with how you make them feel. And that's what we'll talk about now. 1. Are you really present or just there? Most men are physically present but mentally absent. They go out with a woman, talk, but their minds are elsewhere, on the phone, checking messages, worried about what they'll say next, wondering if she likes them or not. And believe me, they feel that missing presence right away. A guy who understands emotional presence is different. When he's with her, he's truly there. He looks into her eyes, absorbs the moment, lets her feel that nothing else matters. 2. The art of proper listening. Listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about capturing emotions, intentions, and meanings hidden behind what's being said. The mistake many guys make is the desire for a quick response, filling every space with words, or worse, trying to solve her problem immediately. But man, often she doesn't want a solution. She wants to be understood. A man who has mastered emotional presence can create a space where she feels free to express herself without haste, without judgment, without always needing to give advice. This creates a level of connection that other guys never achieve. 3. Eye contact. The key to deep connections. The right look can be more powerful than 1,000 words. Insecure men constantly look away. Men who have mastered emotional presence maintain a sure, calm gaze that conveys security and intensity. Here's the secret. Maintain the gaze when she speaks, without rushing. When you respond, pause a second before speaking. This makes her feel that you truly absorbed what was said. Never force an intense look in an exaggerated way. The secret lies in balancing confidence with naturalness. This creates a magnetism that most guys can't even imagine. 4. Posture and body language that convey strength. There's no point in having a confident gaze and good words if your body betrays nervousness or lack of interest. Men with emotional presence aren't too restless or anxious. Maintain a relaxed and confident posture without closing off the body. Use natural gestures without exaggeration. This communicates that you're content with yourself, and women feel that energy. 5. Silence, well used, means more than words. Do you know what many guys do wrong? They can't handle silence. They're desperate to fill every pause in the conversation, talking too much, trying to impress, not giving space for a natural connection. A man who understands emotional presence isn't afraid of silence. He knows that a pause can create intensity, can make the conversation more engaging. This little detail makes her feel that she's in a special moment, not just another conversation. Why does this make you stand out? The truth is, most guys don't know how to truly connect with a woman. They try to impress with status, money, looks, but forget the most important thing: how they make her feel in their presence. A man who has mastered emotional presence creates a unique experience for the woman. He becomes different from all the others. And when you understand and apply this, you become unforgettable. To continue developing with the knowledge I teach here on the channel, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and download my ebook. In it, I teach detailed strategies so you can naturally and magnetically master your presence, communication, and connection. So download now, and let's move to the next level.